Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll be taking another look at Facebook stock, ticker symbol FB. As many of you know, this was one of the first investments in our dividend account earlier this year, and given all the large decisions made by Facebook in the months since, and the changing business environment around them, I think it makes sense to revisit my position in Facebook. Please make sure you stick around at the end of the video because I will be announcing if I'm making any changes to my Facebook investment position in this channel's portfolio. Before we jump directly into Facebook stock, I just wanted to touch quickly on the ongoing presidential election. The market has been crazy over the last couple days, with so many people investing only on election news. And to be clear, this is not investing, this is gambling. It should be noted that the information I'm going to be talking about in regard to Facebook stock is not driven by election news, but it will be about the fundamentals of their business model. So, before you make any changes over the next week or two, make sure it's not based on fear or emotions caused by the election, but let the decisions be based on the strength of the underlying business. That's one thing I like about my M1 Finance portfolio. If a stock drops in price, the automatic reinvesting will buy more. So all that I have to worry about as an investor is which companies I want to own. And if you want to get your portfolio reviewed by me in the near future, and a free $10 added to your portfolio when you fund it, make sure you sign up for M1 Finance with a link in the description below, and post your portfolio in the comments. With all that said, let's jump into Facebook stock. My initial investment thesis for Facebook was originally focused around 5 key trends that I saw in the environment and the business itself. Facebook is primarily an advertising company, and over the past 5 to 10 years, there's been a massive shift in advertising spend from traditional outlets like television, newspapers, magazines, radio, to outside outlets like social media and search engines. Given this shift towards digital advertising, Facebook was in a very strong position to gain market share and to continue to show rapid growth through most of the 2020s. I believe that Facebook investment into privacy set them apart from many of their other social media competitors, and that would ultimately allow them to be more profitable in the future now that the infrastructure investment has already been made. Their balance sheet was incredibly strong with little to no reliance on debt to fund their business. This gave me as an investor some comfort that even in a bad economic environment, Facebook's lean balance sheet would allow them to avoid serious financial issues. And finally, they were trading at a very attractive valuation with a PE ratio of about 27, given their future potential. Now the question becomes, what has changed since May, and what does that mean for Facebook's business model moving forward? In late July, the United States House of Representatives Antitrust Subcommittee held a hearing with big tech executives over anti-competitive practices. The key executives present were Apple's Tim Cook, Google's Sundar Pichai, Amazon's Jeff Bezos, and Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg. I think I talked about this hearing on the channel before, but for these companies, the antitrust concerns do not seem to be a large issue. So, do I think that there is a significant additional risk to owning Facebook because of antitrust legislation? I would say probably not. However, I think that some other questions raised to Zuckerberg during this hearing highlighted the very tough position that Facebook is in. I'll play these clips for you and then discuss what I see as some issues for them moving forward after.
But wouldn't that be up to somebody else, to say, okay, what somebody posted on this really isn't true, and here's what the facts are, rather than having a Twitter or a Facebook take it down?
Congressman, in general, I agree with you, and we do not want to become the arbiters of truth. I think that would be a bad position for us to be in, and not what we should be doing.
If that's true, Mr. Zuckerberg, how do you explain that on Monday, the second most popular post on Facebook was a Breitbart video claiming that you don't need a mask and hydroxychloroquine is a cure for COVID. And in the first 5 hours after being posted on Facebook, it racked up 20 million views and over 100,000 comments before Facebook acted to remove it.
Well, Congressman, a lot of people shared that, and we did take it down because it violates our policies. We work with the
After
CDC
20 million
to figure
people
out.
saw it over the period of 5 hours. I mean, doesn't that suggest, Mr. Zuckerberg, that your platform is so big that even with the right policies in place, you can't contain deadly content?
These clips highlight to me the two conflicting standards that Facebook is held to under the law and to the general public. And the question becomes, should Facebook moderate the posts on its site? It seems recently that Facebook has chosen to increase its moderation efforts rather than decrease it over the last couple months. And a lot of people, myself included, believe that this is a very dangerous decision for the company moving forward. In June, Fortune released an article titled, "Eliminating Social Media's Legal Protection Would End Facebook and Twitter as We Know It." The legal protection, commonly known as Section 230, was passed in 1996, and it provides legal protection to online services who publish third-party content like Facebook. Within this article, many experts weigh in the effects that a repeal or amendment to Section 230 would have on Facebook. One expert said, "I can't imagine how Facebook and Twitter can operate without Section 230. You eliminate Section 230, you eliminate social media as we know it." Although it seems unlikely that a complete repeal of Section 230 would happen, some restrictions or modifications will likely be made over the next 5 years. And if Facebook continues to moderate its content, like they have been recently, or if they increase those efforts, they will most likely be the first and hardest hit with a massive lawsuit, and their business model will likely be hurt in a significant way or demand to be changed. Overall, Facebook has lost many of its attractive qualities over the past few months as an investment. They are still likely to grow over the next 5 years, and their balance sheet is still solid. But there are so many more risks that have appeared, and they're now trading at a less attractive valuation with their current PE of 35. I've decided to sell all my Facebook holdings in both my Roth IRA and the dividend portfolio on this channel that you guys get to see every month. As always, make sure you do your own research before making an investment decision and sign up for M1 Finance with a link in the description below to get $10 added to your account. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you're notified whenever I post a new video, and I will see you guys in the next one.